What's up, Starcraft fans? Last time we did Phoenix with Caldalis and Legionnaires. This time we'll do Dehaka with Creepers, Tyrannozors, and let's see if I can fit a few Zerglings in there. Also Dehaka himself and Dakrun. My prestige is devouring one. I would like to have Pro Contenders the strongest when everything is in here, but with only melee units, I would like Dehaka to just have the ability to buff everything around him. I will probably use Dehaka's ranged attacks here, so I'll have to find a way to split Dehaka's damage since the Devour itself is a ranged attack, but the Magic Fart is a melee attack, similar to how Spider-Man explosions are melee explosions, and they're definitely melee. So that's why I decided to count Dehaka's Magic Fart. But when Dehaka breathes fire, when Dehaka leaps, when Dehaka devours stuff, when Dehaka does laser breath at the air units or even ground units, that will definitely be raised. So I'll have to find a way to split that off. Maybe I'll do 50-50 or something, just to be fair. Anyway, my masteries are Devour buff duration, obviously because I'm going for devouring one. Pack Eater duration because I want to just have my good Pack Eaters active, and G mutation chance so that my units are better. So once again, map is Oblivion Express, so I can have, so it's the same across everyone. Once again, we are on Magura map so that we can have the same enemy composition across everyone. And yeah, we have to destroy 9 trains. Let's do it. So Dehaka is one of those commanders which will have an action-packed early game, because I'll want to have Dehaka devour a lot of stuff so he can go big and strong for the later waves. Obviously, he can get early game units in Zerglings, but those Zerglings aren't particularly good at trade efficiently. And since efficiency is one of the metrics by which I will judge these commanders, I will probably not engage with them early on. I'll just let Dehaka do as much damage melee with a slappy thing, and probably just devour the rest. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. So, usual build order for Dehaka. You want a fast gas, like gas at 19 supply, barracks or primal warden at 20 supply, and then saturate once it's available. And as soon as you have availability, just get your primal pack leader dens, your primal dens. So as you saw here, I just went out and looked for that infestor, because whenever Dehaka devours a psionic unit, such as an infestor, Dehaka will get the Magic Fart, which is an explosion around him, but more importantly, he has to pass to that location to get damage off via his psionic fart or his Magic Fart. Therefore, I will consider that a melee attack. And I imagine that by the end of the game, the Magic Fart damage will be around half of his total damage, especially once he gets really strong, and the Magic Fart will wipe out everything in the vicinity of Dehaka. As it is, you can see I do need to use Devour. You can see it is ranged. It is clearly ranged. I'll need to use a lot of it to clear out the early threats. Not early threats, but I would call it more like early food, so that Dehaka can go nice and strong. As you can see, it's already level 3, and the first wave has not even hit yet. That's kind of the quintessential way to play Dehaka. That is how you get nice and strong. You can see another infestor here. Just do a lot of damage with that Magic Fart, and that's how you get nice and strong in the early game to set yourself up splendidly, phenomenally for the late game. And again, once Glevic's done is done, you just want to get your next Pack Eater. I think I'm just waiting for this thing. There we go. Now once that is done, start the Mervar thing. And devour that. There we go. Deep tunnel here to this location. And as you can see, Dehaka immediately at the first wave is level 4. Now, that will allow him to deal much more effectively with wave 1 than his level 1 self. You can see. So we just wait for these guys to come up. We can engage also with these Zerglings. They will deal a little bit of damage, and they'll be effective well, a little bit more effective because Dehaka with Devour will heal up his Zerglings, and with the Yelly thing will slow down the enemy Zerglings. So they will trade much better than they otherwise would. Fortunately, I still lose one Zergling. That's fine. And also the leap. The leap is also a ranged attack, so definitely will not count that. Well, there's really no way for me to split the melee damage from the range damage. I'll probably just do a 50-50, like even split down the middle. So the game plan here is to do the Ellie thing and find that queen. The queen is absolutely a psionic unit, and by devouring that, I just clean out entire swaths of the ground force over there. Which, if you see how many kills I get off of that, you might be more inclined to accept the 50-50 proposition if you weren't rooting for Dehaka to do very well. If you were rooting for Dehaka to do very well, you probably would want a higher share of the damage and kills off of the magic fart. Another benefit of eating the queens is that you can see it gives Dehaka's units and top bars a shorter cooldown on their abilities, including the Fire Breath of Glevig, which is just fantastic. Log in here, just devour that. You can see more destruction. That is definitely more than a 50-50 split. Right now, due to how much I use Dehaka in the early game, I still think it is slightly leaning towards the early game, especially since I ate an Ultralisk, ate a Dude Lord in the early game. And the Zerglings, despite how many they are, they're not a lot of health. They're like 35 HP. There we go, as compared to the 500 health of an Ultralisk, which is why I think it's still leaning towards the early game being more ranged for Dehaka. Anyway, got myself level 7 here. If I were not this prestige, I would probably have the Fire Breath right now, but as it stands, it's still pretty good. So now my next route here is to go in here. There's another queen here, and once that enemy wave comes, I'll spawn Mervar, devour a psionic unit, probably a queen, and then give Mervar the psionic buff, which will make Mervar an absolute Locust Sprinter. And look at that, so much damage. Just clean that entire escort wave in a single blow. Just delete that. Just delete all that escort, and just print more and more locusts. Just completely making Amon look foolish. Just another queen. There we go. Just re-up that psionic buff. Meanwhile, I'm starting to add these creeper hosts. The creeper hosts will let me deal tremendous damage, I hope, to the trains, and to that end, I am buffing the attack and armor damage, or attack and armor upgrades of my units. I'm continuing to let these guys move forward. As you can see, the primal locusts are absolutely ranged units, but the explosive creepers are absolutely melee units. So I will count the primal banelings, essentially the explosive creepers, but not the But not the primal locusts. Try to merge these guys. I'm getting a few of these Tyrannozors just to have a little bit more firepower up front, and just cleaving power. With the hope being that the creepers would go primarily for the train instead of the escort, so that they use more of their firepower against the thing that needs a lot of firepower to deal with. I probably could have just gone for Zerglings there, but it's fine. Yeah, just add more of these creeper hosts here. Just add more and more of these creepers. Next wave or next train will come in from the northwest, where we are 2 down so far. 7 more to go. This is train number 3. So once again, look for this queen. This queen is a psionic unit, so when I devour it, well, I did get off that magic fart, but Dehaka did end up falling in the process, so I have to use these explosive creepers to deal a lot of that damage. Meanwhile, I feed Dehaka so he can come back and return to the fight. Here we go, more creepers. Also a Tyrannozor. That guy, this dude, this mighty dude will help me deal tremendous damage to all these guys. Yelly thing. Fortunately, Queen is no longer near. So we'll have to, yeah, just use these Tyrannozors and these creepers to ideally deal as much damage as possible to the train. And you can see with how many cars I'm actually hitting with gloving. This will probably go down in short order. Probably. Yeah, just do more fire breath stuff. These hybrid are able to just lift this Tyrannozor, which looks crazy, to be honest. If you see, just look at the size comparison between the hybrid and the Tyrannozor. You will agree that it looks kind of silly. Meanwhile, I'm sending these creeper hosts here around the south of the main base so that we can engage the bonus train. Just try to deal as much damage as we can to that. If we can take it down, that's even better. But if nothing else, it will definitely count toward the damage to get another queen and do that magic fart. The magic fart. Actually, the more queens I devour, the more it's leaning toward maybe 70-30 in favor of the melee damage of Dehaka by virtue of the magic fart. I definitely think that the magic fart is a melee attack because Dehaka has to walk up and everything just physically close to him takes damage. He doesn't shoot at anything.
Our forces are under attack.
Double train time. Mervar is ready. So now I gotta walk in here, wait for these guys to devour this queen. After, yeah, have Mervar out here, devour the queen, and then turn Mervar into Locust Sprinter. Just spawn all those locusts. Just delete that wave. Look at that. Look at that wave just getting completely shredded. We have more of these locusts, clean up whatever's left of the wave, and subsequently what's left of the train. Just keep. Oh, these guys derping around, but yeah, we're gonna start focusing down the train so that it will give way to allow us to fight the second train. Which is pretty tanky in its own right. These guys now have, I think, 5-digit health. Oh, this guy is approaching here. The good news is I have a few of these creepers. Yeah, these trains now have 7,200. Okay, not quite 5-digit health, but 7,200 health is approaching that. It is quite tanky. It also has its armor that we have to contend with. So we definitely have a work cut out for us. Essentially just ramming timed banelings into the trains. Banelings are amazing for taking out groups of units, but single target with 1,000 health, you need dozens of them. Dozens. Ate that Infestor, using another magic fart. Here comes the rest of the escort. Use the Dakrun, use that charge. I probably also have to split the Dakrun's damage to 50-50. Yeah, because it is ranged. The spike thing, I mean, is ranged. Meanwhile, do the yelly thing and just try to stall here while my creepers and Tyrannozors charge back and clean out the rest of this wave. Just completely erase this whole thing. I'll just grab this biomass or this essence over here. I mean, it essentially is biomass, just reskinned. And then once I have that, will I eat the queen? No, I wasn't paying attention. I just teleport back here. Oh, he's being an idiot. He's being an idiot. Oh, now yeah, he's a different. That was a different queen. But here we go. Creepers doing the thing. Spikes from the Tyrannozor. That is definitely a ranged attack, but I don't think it does a lot of damage. I don't know. Maybe I'll just count everything for a Tyrannozor and just do 50-50 for Dehaka to kind of compensate. I think that's a fair compromise. Just count every single point of damage for a Tyrannozor and do 50-50 for Dehaka, because Dehaka definitely does more than 50-50, but the Tyrannozor does a little bit of damage from their spiky things, and I think it's a fair compromise to do 50-50 split, since we can't really quantify how much damage exactly they do down to the last point. Anyway, we have more creeper hosts, or more creepers rather, engaging into the train. Just kamikazing their way down here. The worm definitely not a melee unit, so that will not count. There we go. Tyrannozor has a lot of upgrades. In fact, it's almost a 3-3. Oh, now this is a hybrid. We'll have to deal with this. Creepers. Well, that works too. It still kind of looks funky, that tiny hybrid lifting up my giant Tyrannozor. But anyway, Dehaka will walk up here. Ideally, devour this infestor when the enemies come up. Okay. And walk here and devour the infestor. Delete the entire wave. Make it look completely foolish. Sacrificing some drones so I can get some more supply of good units. Yeah, more of that stuff by the Tyrannozors. 20-minute wave is approaching. Mervar is also available once again, so I'll just rinse and repeat. Just walk here, devour the queen, make Mervar Locust Sprinter, and just clean the entire escort. As simple as that. Not to say it's easy, but conceptually it's simple. Just because something is conceptually easy doesn't make it, or doesn't make it necessarily simple to execute or easy to execute. Ease and simplicity are different things. Something can be very simple theoretically, but quite difficult to execute. For example, when you want to destroy these trains using just Zealots, the concept behind this, just use more Zealots. Conceptually easy, but you need a whole lot of Zealots. So that takes a lot of execution. And there are things that are conceptually tricky, but when you try to execute them, it's actually pretty easy. Let me see if I can think of an example off the top of my head. Maybe the Alarakula reset trick. Oh, actually, no. Conceptually it's tricky, but execution-wise it's also still very tricky, so you need to be very fast in executing it. Oh, here we have another hybrid approaching. Okay, just right-click those there. Dehaka over here. I think I devoured the queen. Oh, there's another queen here. There's another queen. Devour the queen. There we go. The brood queen is a psionic unit, so devouring it will give Dehaka a magic fort, which will delete all these things here. And I think it's pretty clear that Dehaka is much more leaning into melee damage now, by virtue of psionic fort or the magic fort, than ranged by virtue of everything else. But it's pretty clear that Tyrannozors are also doing a lot of range damage with their spiky things. I think it's a pretty good compromise to give a 50-50 split. Also Dakrun. Dakrun's also doing a lot of range damage, despite his auto attack being a melee attack. Okay, here comes the train, and here come the escorts, and here come my locusts. Next round of locusts is already en route to rout the enemy. There is not a psionic unit here. That's quite a bit unfortunate, but I think we're still fine. This train does have, I know for a fact this train does have the 5-digit HP. In fact, 20,000 HP. That's many thousands of health. Oh, there's the queen. Oh, they're the queens. So now it's time for the magic fort. Well, we got one off. The locusts really like targeting down the... Oh, here we go. Another brood queen. There, just deal that magic fort. Another brood queen over here. More magic fort. Meanwhile, I have more of these worms to protect. That's ranged. Train is going down. I think it's below 3,000 health at this point. Yeah, it's now below 2,000 health even. So it's close. Now it's below 1,000 health. And that should just about do it. Beautiful.
Has nearly escaped.
In the end, I did not manage to think of an example of a task that is conceptually tricky, but when you execute, it's pretty simple. Maybe office work, like when you file things neatly, by category, alphabetically, by author and stuff. Conceptually, you have to think about all those things, but execution-wise, this guy goes here, this guy goes here, this guy goes here. It's boring but easy. Now let's do some math. Damage-wise, that is 321,376 multiply by Tyrannozors 26.4. Again, I'll count every single point of it. Percent. Dehaka 26.2 divided by 2. That's a simple 13.1%. And Zergling 3.3%. That is 100% melee. Mervar, no, he's ranged. Mervar's auto attack is ranged. Primal Locust auto attack is ranged. Explosive Creeper 24.7%. 24.7%. There we go. Dakrun 3.1%. That leaves us with 226k. Respectable, I would say. I would say that's pretty respectable. 2.94, not Phoenix level, not Stukov level, definitely not Cigar level, but it is comparable. It is comparable to Kerrigan. I would say that it's right about Kerrigan level. Better than Raynor, better than Nova, certainly. Better than it's actually right at Vorazun level. Nice. All right, now percentage of kills. We have Dehaka. Again, we'll split it in half. So that's 39 over 2. That's 19.5%. We add Explosive Creeper, 24%. Out of that, we add all of that. Tyrannozor, we add all of that, 15%. Dakrun, 7%. Oh, we forgot to multiply by 3. There we go. Copy. Ooh, it's kind of... Oh, wait, no. That's an arithmetic error. Need to add the parenthesis. There we go. That's respectable. That's respectable. That's more than Abathur, more than Nova. Actually, that's about it. Yeah, that's actually about it. I think what really took away here is Dehaka. Just splitting Dehaka in half really took away for it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it took away about 20% just for Dehaka. I didn't have Glevig because Glevig is a ranged unit. Huh, that's actually... Wait, if I didn't have the 3%, 66%. That's not even that bad, to be honest, but still, yeah. That's I would say respectable. All right, now as to the cost of this thing. So what we'll add are the explosive creeper is actually free. Now here's the dilemma I have. Remember when they said that I shouldn't count Stukov's siege tanks? Well, that video, as of recording this, has not yet aired, so I guess I should put the explosive creepers or the creeper hosts. Oh, it's actually linked. I'll link the creeper hosts themselves here. Let me find Dehaka. Creeper host. Or primal host, I could say. Primal host. That's... So how many... Oh, actually, I don't see the number of... Oh, that's a bit of a problem. I don't... We'll just go back in the replay and see how many I ended up having. But for the Tyrannozors, I made 4. I made 4 Tyrannozors. So that is 600. Well, 600, 400. So multiply that by 4. It's 4,000. I don't think I lost any creeper hosts this game, so unit-wise, I have 21 creeper hosts. So that would be 42 primal hosts. So we add the cost of 42 primal hosts here. 42 by... Primal host is... 100... 175. There we go. 175. but still pretty cost efficient, I would say. Yeah, 42 plus 42 by 175. Creeper host. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. 42. Yeah. Okay. So it's not the most expensive either. So cost efficiency. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's actually fine. Doesn't add up to a lot though. Whoo, whoo, whoo. Well, you guys will probably be merciful. You can't be any more savage than you were with Raynor, at least. But regardless, a poll will go up tomorrow asking you guys whether you like Dehaka's Creeper hosts, Dakrun, Slappy Boy, and Tyrannozors relative to other co-op melee units. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. If you have an idea of what else to do, please leave that in a comment. I'll see you guys next time.